Keep watching as I show you how you could have added $3,000 to a $5,000 account in just 7 trading days. Hello and welcome to Safety in the Market. Darren here, and welcome to our September 2025 trade, which is going to be on the Australian dollar up against the US dollar. We're going to take a short trade and we're going to have a quick catch up with coffee from last month. Okay, so on our forums and in our coaching, we've been discussing a possible trading window up here around 67 cents, and we've been watching it very carefully. If indeed we're correct, we're looking for the market to fall down to around 56 cents, but that's not our issue today. It's more about, can we trade a turn if it comes in around our window that we've shown here on the screen. Using an end of day entry on the 17th of September, we could have entered here in this big outside bar. As it crossed below the previous day, our stop loss would have been up top there. I was looking personally to get closer to the market. So yes, some of our students took this trade. I was looking to get intraday and keep my risk to a minimum. So we'll have a look at what happened there. This is our 1 hour chart on the Australian dollar, and I'm just going to walk you through my particular trade or two on the Australian dollar from the 17th onwards. So the chart will just keep moving along for us. Now this is my initial trade on the morning of the 17th. As that green bar there gets broken, I entered the market. My stop loss would be just above the red bar there. We actually had our coaching that afternoon. We spoke about this possible top again. And I did say to the students, I expected to get whipsawed out of the market when the Fed makes its decision on interest rates later that night. I'll be tucked up in bed when it happens. So I wake up the next morning and that's exactly what had happened. I got stopped out with this bar here, this 1 hour bar. So my stop loss was taken out, but as you can see, not much risk on the table there anyway. So we wake up the next day on the 18th and we follow the market action. It rides down to here in sort of lunchtime in my time zone and then starts building upwards again. We know it's going to retest the top. We're looking for levels and reasons where it might stop. And this was the hour in the evening that I got in just at the break-in of the low of that green bar, stop loss on top, only 10 ticks away. So I was quite happy with that. And as you can see, the market fell away instantly from that point. That would have been just after the European Open. And then we start thinking, okay, how far could this market go for this particular rundown? I'm not going to hold this all the way down to 56 cents. There'll be plenty more short trades, hopefully, on the way down. So we use these ranges here and we pop them back on this top here to gauge how far we think this market could fall to. And we start measuring ranges as they happen. I'm just going to raise the chart a little. You can still see my entry there. You can see the big whipsawing Fed decision bar up here. Okay, and I'm just going to raise the screen up. But because of some of these ranges, I first of all had a target of 65.22, this bottom green line down here. And I'll just slide us along a little so you can see this window of opportunity. Now from this last range down, I got another point to look out for at 65.28. So that gave me a little window there for a profit target. All right, and as you can see, it's poked its head in. I got out on that bar there because I will always have my target as conservative as I can. So I go for the top line. And as you can see, we've gone through the bottom line there. If I just pause the action, Okay, so the market has come down through our window and quickly turned around and pushed up again. But as I said, I would have been out on the Friday. So we got in the previous Thursday, just over a week ago, and I would have got out on the Friday morning. All right, so if we head back inside, okay, we'll have a quick look at the summary there. So I collected 122 ticks for that trade. My risk, as I said, was 10 ticks. That's a 12-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Okay, with an account of $5,000, we only ever risk 5% of our account at safety in the market. That would be $250. So 12 times that is a reward of $3,000 there for just 7 trading days. Okay, so really happy with that trade. Happy to get out because, as you saw there, the market started rising from that point. And hopefully, if we're correct about that top, there'll be more short trading to come on the way down. But it's always good to get the first one locked in and correct. Okay, so we'll keep looking at the Australian dollar and see where it goes from here. We certainly will be talking about it on our forum and in our coaching with our students. So I just wanted to touch on coffee after our trade last month from down in this area where some of our students and our tutors got long. That was my profit target for coffee last month. As you can see, we got through that, and now we've been watching the retracement for maybe another opportunity to get into this coffee market. So here's our daily bar chart in Profit Source, and this was our little window we were looking for, having measured some of these ranges up and down, and there was a few indications that we might get a turn in here. I was looking at the market towards the end of the day here, but thought I would just wait for the next bar to open the following day. There's quite a gap in the trading day in coffee, so I thought I'd wait to see how it opened up the following evening, and I was able to get in at the open there, or certainly as we crossed back up above that open. And what a fantastic day that was once you get into the market. My stop loss would have been down here, and we'll just follow on, see how it played out. Okay, so we're just heading up there. This was a second opportunity here to get into the market. My trading plan wouldn't let me add another contract at that point. Okay, but some of our students could have got in again at this point and got long. Their stop would be below there. Now, if we take another look at what happens next. So after this outside bar and us continuing upwards, I was able to move my stop from down here to just below that outside bar there. And that's locked in a 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio for me so far. Okay, but I'm obviously hoping for a bit more from this trade. So we'll head inside and have a look at that. Okay, so that was my entry there, stop loss here. This was a second possible opportunity that some of our students took. And this was my reward that I'm looking for. And we're still only halfway there. We may not get there, but there's a few ranges telling me that 424 could be a place to watch. It's also the previous high. So always a good place to maybe exit with a profit. If we get higher than this previous high, then we can look to re-enter. But just my reward to risk there, as you can see, is it's 28-to-1. I'm going to take a more conservative look at that in a second. I'll probably get out a touch before this old top here. Okay, and these numbers are sometimes rounded up, so I will take a more conservative look at that. But a huge reward to risk, and like I said, we are now at 5-to-1 reward to risk with our stop under here. So there's no more risk on the table, and we can just comfortably now let this trade play out. So currently, We're looking for 72 points. We risked 3 points. That's no longer on the table because we've covered that. But the initial reward to risk ratio would have been 24 to 1. There's our normal $5,000 account. There's our normal 5% risk. And our reward, if we get up to 424, will be $6,000. Currently, it's at a 5 to 1 reward to risk ratio, which is $1,250. That's in the bag. That's already locked in. We can't do any worse than gain that on the trade. So we can just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you very much for joining us again. If you'd like to learn how you can replicate this trade, follow the link below to find out more about the Active Trader program, the course that will teach you how to trade consistently and take 10 to 1 reward to risk trades. Thanks, guys. See you next month.